These may look like ordinary men, but their faces hide a dark secret. At a glance, there is nothing to give away the extraordinary disease that has changed the very fabric of their existence. Marriages, jobs and social lives have all been blighted. Only their cars offer a clue to their condition, for these men suffer from the worst auto-related illness known to man, escortosis. But what exactly is escortosis? We asked an expert.
Oh yes, escortosis, a strange and terrible disease affecting literally thousands throughout Britain. The symptoms are easy to recognise. An obsession with Ford's small rear-wheel drive family car of the 1960s and 1970s.
It is hard to believe that such workaday wheels could grow to have such a hold on the minds of men. But auto-medical research suggests that the secret of this car's unearthly grip may lie with the virus motorsportus credibilitas. And there's a mountain of evidence to support this theory. From the late 60s to the start of the 80s, the Escort was a formidable force in motorsport, in the hands of men like Hannu Mikkola and Roger Clark, who threw the car to victory in rallies all over the world. This was a time when men wore their t-shirts tight, their sideburns wide, and their hair was kept in place with Cossack hairspray. In short, they were cool as hell. So it's not surprising that it's the sporting cars that have caused more cases of escortosis than any other. The appeal is a blend of rally-born cred and Starsky & Hutch chic, topped off with 4-spoke alloys, fishnet Recaro seats, and any colour as long as it's day glow. They're as 70s as the Fonzie's quiff and as subtle as Roy Wood's wardrobe.
It's just the shape of this body, 70s style, it just does it for me.
It's like being back in the 70s, so emulating all the 70s rally drivers.
It's hard work. I mean, you drive a normal car and then you drive that, and those wide wheels, it's like a big fright to get it around the bends, but it's part of the fun, really.
They stem from a very good sporting pedigree through the 70s, and it's a classic that a lot of people can now afford.
The first warmish Escort was the Mark I GT, launched in 1968. Later the same year came the twin cam with a beefed up body and a Lotus engine. In 1970 came the RS 1600 and the Mexico, named after the car's win in the London-Mexico Rally that year. Also launched in the same year was the RS 2000, perhaps the definitive Mark I Escort. In 1975, along came the squared-off Mark II. The GT was replaced by the Sport, but the Mexico name continued, and these wide wheel arches, known as an X-Pack, were available as a factory option. Again, the RSs are the ones to have, either the ultra-rare 1800 or the 2000, powered by the 2-litre Pinto engine and distinguished by its sloping plastic snout. But even today, few owners can resist the urge to tweak, and a huge industry has grown up to service the escortosis sufferer. There are suspension stiffening strut braces, race-style roll cages for the over-enthusiastic, and a huge range of hot camshafts and big carburetors. But for a few, this just isn't enough.
Some people, most of them called Jerry Lee, believe that a Ford ain't worth diddly if it ain't got a V8. Now, Ford never saw a good reason to stick such a monstrous motor in the Escort, but inevitably, someone has.
A 3.6-litre Rover V8 to be precise, but why?
I started off many years ago rallying, which was with the Escorts, so I've got a long line of history with Escorts. I've done many cars up since then, but I found the estate one day, a friend of mine owned it. It just appealed to me to do something different to an Escort, especially in the estate. Normally you see the saloons all done up on their X-Packs and the wild wheel arches and things, but estates, very rare.
And it certainly is rare to find one as quick as this. How many estate cars do you know that can do a standing quarter in 14 seconds? Exactly. So is this the fastest Escort ever? No. Because this is. Billy built this Cosworth turbo-engine beast for racing and geared it to do 175 miles an hour.
The car started off as my road car, a very nice road car. I decided to go racing in it in '91 and turn it into this monster that it is today. It's best described as an overgrown kart. I used to race karts when I was younger, and it's exactly the same. Tons of oversteer. You can spin the wheels in any gear.
Not surprising with 560 horsepower to play with, making this the worst case of Escort horses ever.